Why is it that some people are so incredibly peace-filled and full of delight, regardless of how much hardships they have gone through, while others are so unhappy with so much? I met a man one day at the gas pump, pumping gas as well, who was on the way to a septic job. And he said that it was his first septic job of the day, and he had a few more that week, and it was going to be a good week, with an exclamation point and a smile on his face. In college, I remember riding back from a catering job with one of the managers, and he talked about the 2 homes he had, a jet ski, and a nice car, and lots of money. And I said, "Boy, it sounds like a nice life." And he said, "Nah, too busy, and family takes up a lot of your time." How is it that people with hard jobs or no jobs, ill health, and heartache can be happier, more encouraging, and enjoying life more than people who seem to have everything? The answer as a Christian is that one group has a lot of somethings, and we have someone. One group has success and materials, while we have a Savior and a Master. You see, joy at its core is not found in any particular circumstance, position, or possession. Joy is found in enjoying God and seeing who He is and what He is doing in all of our moments. The most joy and satisfaction is when we are most obsessed with who God is. Paul states in Philippians 4:4, "Rejoice in the Lord always. Again, I will say, rejoice." Paul makes a strong statement. He says, "Rejoice always." He doesn't say, "Rejoice when you get a new job or a promotion. Rejoice when you get married. Rejoice when you are healed." Paul says, "Rejoice always." Rejoice when you are ill. Rejoice when you are well. Rejoice when you lose a job or get a job. Rejoice when your nation is shuddering. Rejoice when the future is uncertain. Always rejoice. Elsewhere in Thessalonians, Paul makes an even bolder statement that the very will of God is to rejoice always and give thanks in all circumstances. Apparently, rejoicing is what we were created to do. Now, to clarify, rejoicing is not always doing giddy cartwheels and having delighted laughter. Rejoicing is a quiet contentment, stemming from satisfaction in knowing who God is and that He is in control of our lives. Rejoicing is a quiet contentment, stemming from satisfaction in knowing who God is and that He is in control of our lives. We should know, though, that when our hearts are quietly content, we are more likely to have a happy demeanor than when our hearts and minds are filled with billowing waves of fear, anger, and doubt. Have you ever seen someone fishing on a quiet summer pond? Now think of some of those people you've seen in the movies on some boat tossed in a terrific ocean storm. Who is happier? The tranquil one, of course. So our quiet contentment, which is joy, will lead to greater happiness in life. It sounds wonderful. Where do we get it? Paul says, "Rejoice in the Lord." Multiple times in Philippians, when he states to rejoice, he says, "Rejoice in the Lord." Joy is not found in circumstances, but in God Himself. Circumstances may change, but God never will. How much joy is there to be found in having a leader who always makes the best choices, always has our best in mind, knows every feeling of excitement and sorrow we have, and is present in every circumstance. Our emotions are up and down by the day, maybe even the week, as are all our friends and family members. But God is a rock that cannot be moved, always steady and true. Why do we have such trouble finding contentment and rest in who God is? Because we have been so trained to believe that our life on earth is designed to give us all that we want for ourselves. In truth, our life on earth is designed to show us more and more who God is and to be increasingly amazed at his greatness and be at peace because of it. Our lives are being led by God not to fulfill every earthly desire, but to make us into what he wants us to be. People who see his glory and show his glory. He wants us to see him in our most naturally happy moments and in our sorrows and find quiet contentment. This is why Psalms 23 begins, "The Lord is my shepherd, I shall not want." David says, with God as my leader, I don't need this or that thing, this person or a certain situation to go right. I am never in want. What a restful place that is. It is ours for the taking when we live in order to see more of God and what he is doing. This doesn't just mean quiet contentment in the difficult times, but it means seeing God in everything makes the best things better. Watching a bride go down the aisle to an adoring husband pricks our heart and reminds us of God's incredible love for us. Listening to a wonderful piece of music or watching a grand display of fireworks reminds us of the creative brilliance of our God. Sitting on a snow-covered hill in hunting season reminds us of our wonderful Creator. Then there are those broken moments, bandaged by seeing the Savior. A weeping family grieving the loss of a loved one but still quietly sees God, the great comforter. A man who hits a deer totaling his vehicle can find quiet contentment in remembering God protected him and that he will provide. A broken person who loses their scholarship or job because of wrongdoing experiences God's forgiveness. An individual who is experiencing distance from a relative or friend finds comfort in God's unending presence. Finally, a nation shaken by a seemingly unstoppable virus finds quiet contentment in the fact that they are under the wings of a God who can stop anything, knows all things, moves all things forward, and is undefeatable. Open your eyes and see joy. He is all around you.